Alright, you guys, so welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do something a little bit different for today's video, just because we've been in quarantine for a couple weeks now. And first and foremost, I do want to say I am praying for those who are affected by the virus. It is really scary, and I think, at first we didn't know how serious it was, but now seeing the numbers and just the lockdowns going on, even for my states, we're in a lockdown. It's kind of scary, so my prayers are going out to those who are affected by it. But also, I did kind of just want to sit back and just kind of touch bases on 7 things I really learned, with being in quarantine. And I feel like it's something that we can all talk about and just kind of like relate to a little bit, especially during this time. So I do hope you guys like this video. I kind of wish I did a chit chat get ready with me, like where I was doing my makeup, but I feel like it's a serious topic and I kind of just want to just sit here, talk to you guys and get my thoughts out. So yeah, with that being said, make sure you guys like and subscribe before we do start, and let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So I do have 7 things I wrote down on this paper, and I think it kind of sums up everything that I kind of want to talk about. So the first one I do have is the importance of spending time with myself, for my physical health, mentally, emotionally, everything like that. I think in our regular day lives, we're so busy that we don't have time to actually sit there and think about, how am I doing? Like, how am I feeling? Like, what can I do to improve myself and make myself happy in this thing called life? And to be honest, I do like being at home. I've always wanted to spend this amount of time just focusing on myself. But with this, quarantine and the virus, I feel like it's kind of like a reset for everybody, just to sit there, think about how you are as a person, what you want to achieve in life, what you can do to improve your life and your happiness and so on. And it's kind of a good thing, honestly, and I needed that because there's so many things I want to work on with myself and also just improve in my life as well. And honestly, if you haven't been doing that already, I'm telling you right now, find time throughout the week where you just have extra time to spend on yourself and just sit there, really write down your goals in life, what you want to achieve, just anything you could think of with yourself. Just be selfish for a little bit of time, and yeah, I think it will definitely help in the future once everything goes back to normal. So the next one I do have is, the quarantine especially has allowed for me to learn things that I usually pay for. And you guys know, as a girl, we have so many things we pay for: our lashes, our nails, waxing, cooking, we go out to eat all the time, like whatever it may be, we're always paying for something. And with this, quarantine and the virus, it's kind of made me sit back and think like, hey, some of these things I can learn myself. Like, for example, my nails. I used to get SNS all the time, and I've always wanted to learn how to do it or save, money on my nails. So now I'm into press-on nails, which I'm obsessed with, and I'm buying so many of them because it's just a nice little hack. You can do different designs in less than 20 minutes. It's really fast and easy. I am so happy that I picked up this trick. And also cooking different foods, you guys. Like, I am on Pinterest all the time. Before the quarantine, I used to buy food every single day. Okay, looking at my bank account, I was like, Chi, like, girl, like, all you spend money on is food and makeup. Like, that's so bad. So it's really giving me the chance to learn different meals, cook, and just realize like, hey, like, I'm a great cook. Like, I should have been cooking this whole time. But I mean, sometimes it does take, crazy situations like this to put you in a creative mindset to think outside the box for yourself. What can you do for yourself that you don't have to spend money on? Granted, I'm not saying that once things go back to normal, I wouldn't, go back to get my nails done or anything like that. But to be honest, like, we can do a lot of things ourselves. I feel like nowadays with society, we just want to pay for things and make it fast and quick and easy, where we can actually sit back, learn it ourselves, save a little bit of money, and kind of get the same results at the same time. So that is something I definitely learned. Now, along those lines, another important thing I've learned that I've been doing for a year, actually before the quarantine, is the importance of saving. Okay, especially right now, I know a lot of people lost their jobs and everything like that. And to be honest, even if you did save prior to this, you're not prepared to lose your job and still pay rent and all these bills. It's impossible. But at the same time, I do want to stress the importance of saving, because back in the day, y'all, like, I used to blow money. Like, I had no respect for money whatsoever. I just felt like, money's always replaceable, and that's not the case, especially, now that I'm an adult and I have so many bills to pay for. So I always tell people, whether it's $2, $20, $100, whatever it is, take that money aside and just put it away. Don't touch it, don't look at it unless you really need it, because it does prepare you for emergency situations. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have dibbled and dabbled in my savings here and there, but I just try to make it an effort to not touch that money at all, y'all. It is so important when it comes to saving. It's not the most, glamorous or fun thing to do, because you're like, what am I saving this money for? But then something crazy happens, you're like, wow, I wish I had money set aside for this specific situation. So make sure you're saving, okay? I don't care if it's 50 cents or $1. Make sure you save. So I think we're at number 4 right now, but number 4 for me is the importance of friends and family, and just really making sure that everybody is good, because in our normal everyday lives, you guys, we're moving so fast, we're just kind of thinking about ourselves at that point. But with the quarantine, it's really made me reach out to people, make sure that my friends are doing well, my family, just really checking on everybody. And I feel like with this quarantine, it kind of also improved our communication, because y'all know how we are back in the days. Like, we just used to text people or call them when we can, which is not often, to be honest. But with the quarantine, I see myself FaceTiming people all the time, trying to actually call them and not just text them, and just, really making sure that they're doing good, especially during this time, because some people don't like sitting at home, because you really have to sit there and think about your life and everything that's going on. A lot of people like to keep busy, so make sure you're checking in on people. And then also after the quarantine, I'm going to make sure that I'm really just spending time with my friends and family, okay? I do get into a routine of making sure that I'm always working, doing YouTube editing, whatever it is that has to do with me. I just forget about people sometimes, and it's such a bad habit. But I do believe after this, I'm going to make sure that I reach out to my friends and family, actually hang out with people and leave my house, okay? Because I'm tired of being here at this point. And just make sure people are good in general. Now for number 5, okay, this is something I never thought I would ever say in my life. All right, y'all aren't ready for this. I don't think anybody is, but the importance of having a workplace, okay? Now, I know a lot of us are working from home, and it is a little bit different. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I like it because I do YouTube at the same time and social media. So during my lunch break, I rush over here to my studio, I film, and then I go back to work. But for those who don't have anything like that, it's going to be probably stressful and just tiring working from home all the time, because I do believe your home is a place of peace and quiet and where you should relax. And I don't want to look over and see my computer and my, papers that I have to do for work. Like, nobody wants to see that. But I actually do miss being at work, and I never thought I would say that. Just leaving the house and seeing people's faces, you guys, like, it makes the biggest difference, because I do work from home. And if you guys don't know, I'm a digital marketing specialist, so I do work with a team. And during our team meetings, we usually did audio only. And so I just never saw their faces. I kind of forgot, what people look like at this point. So last week, what we actually did was we did webcam, where we saw everybody's faces. And I can't even tell you guys, I was like smiling and just like in a much better mood, just seeing all my teammates' faces and just actually interacting with people. It just feels so different now, and I'll never take it for granted when it comes to the workplace, because I used to hate it. Not gonna lie, I hated waking up early, rushing there, having to be there for like 9 hours and coming back home at 6:30. Like, I don't miss that craziness, but I do miss being around people and having a separate place to work from besides my home. So yeah, not something I thought I would ever say, but here we are. So moving on down to number 6, I do have on here, appreciate those who do services for us. I think with this, especially the healthcare workers right now, shout out to you guys, because essentially you're putting yourself in a situation where there's no cure, but you have to make sure these people still feel better at the end of the day. And I think that's such, a great act of kindness, especially because my mom is a doctor, and I do worry about her because she has to put herself in these situations regardless. That's something they swear by when they, get in that field. But at the same time, I can't help her, worry and feel bad for those people, because something that we're all running away from, they actually have to go into, which is so crazy. And then also that people who cater food to us, for example, or who do our hair, or who take care of our skin, or waxes, or cut our hair, whatever it may be. You know, there's so many services out there that I didn't realize we really needed till they were all shut down. And then I kind of looked around like, wow, I never knew how much these people did for us. So after this, I do believe that we should always thank those, you know, that provide so much for us, and just really thank them for their services, because, you know, not having them, y'all, it's been crazy, and we do have to learn a lot of these things right now on our own. But shout out to all the people out there. Just know I appreciate you. And one thing I do want to, you know, tell everybody, make sure you support small businesses right now, okay? Walmart is good, Target is good, Chick-fil-A is good, but just go to those restaurants and get takeout from those who do have small businesses, or anything along those lines. Just make sure you're really taking care of those people, because they're the ones that need us right now more than anything, okay, so we're down to number 7, and the last thing I do have for you guys is the importance of starting your own business, okay? I've always had that entrepreneurship mindset. I love working for myself. I believe you can work for somebody else, which is fine, but there's something unique and creative about you that you can start on your own. And I feel like everybody should have that, especially during times like this. If you have about 3 to 4 avenues of your own where you can still make money from, regardless if, you know, you got laid off or whatever it may be, that would be so helpful. Because God forbid that my job right now comes to me and says, hey, Chi-Chi, we don't need you anymore. I can still say, hey, I have YouTube. I have other avenues that I'm working on that will still make money for me regardless. And to be honest, not to shed light on those who lost their job, but it's a terrible situation for people right now. Like, it's not fair. And I think, especially because it's something that we didn't see coming, a lot of people are put in financial holes right now, because I cannot imagine losing my job, okay, and not being able to pay rent or my bills. Like, granted, I'm so glad that my job, I can work from home, but there's so many people out there in tough situations, and I'm honestly praying for you, because I know how difficult it can be. But that's why I want to stress having your own business, because regardless, whether you're making a little bit of money during a recession, it's still something. And especially right now, with all the time that we have so much free time right now to think of an idea that we want to create and bring to life, and actually have time to work on it, okay? Because I have so many business ideas that are coming soon. I'm not sure if you guys are ready for it, but I'm really excited to bring them to you guys. But in my everyday life, I was so busy. Like, I never had time to sit here really think about how to start my business, how I want to go about it. But with all this free time, it just makes it so much easier for me. So definitely right now, take that time to start this business. Make sure you know exactly what you want to bring to life. And girl, boy, whoever you may be, go at it, okay? Because you never know what could happen. All right, you guys, so those were all the 7 things I have learned during being in quarantine. And I know it's such a crazy situation right now. It's so different and unique, and I just could not have predicted this for 2020. But at the same time, everything happens for a reason. And I really do believe it's a way of the world kind of just like resetting and letting us just, you know, come back to reality and back to like normal. Because let's be real, a lot of crazy things are happening beforehand, like a lot of shootings and just crazy situations. But now it allows for us just to like relax, take a breather, and then go back to normal, okay? So that's what I believe this is for, because everything does happen for a reason. So with that being said, I love you guys so much. Make sure you like, subscribe before you do leave, and I'll see you in my next one.